Hi, and welcome back to my segment of Know the Law with Advocate J.M. Chuma. In today's segment, I want us to continue with our series of land laws and anything in between. I want us to discuss about now you have identified a parcel of land. You have, with the assistance of your advocate and the surveyor, they have ascertained that the property is clean, that it does not have any encumbrances, that the registered owner is the person who is selling the land, and also the ground, the acreage on ground is the correct one as indicated in the ownership documents. Now what next? Now at that point, you are now assured that everything is okay. You can go ahead and start discussing with the owner of the land on the purchase price. That is the amount which the person intends to sell the property. You can give them your quote, or you can give them your counter offer on whatever they are offering to sell the land. And if the parties are not able to agree on a fixed price, at that point, you can engage a valuer to value the property so that you can be sure that this is the value of the property as at that time. And if there are developments, or if there are buildings in that property or some works which have been done on that property, at that stage, you need to agree whether it is the price you have agreed with the owner of the land, whether it encompasses all, it is all inclusive of every development there. In law, we say that he owns the land, owns even up to the events and down. In law, like what I'm trying to say is, land includes, the definition of land includes the development therein. But when you are talking about I am selling my land, some people can say I am selling it, but the buildings there will be valued as separate. All the trees contained there will be sold separately. So you need to be sure so that in future you may not have, someone will not be coming back and telling you, I sold you the land, but I did not sell you the trees or the buildings therein. It needs to be specific so that when the advocate will be drafting the agreement for sale, they will be able to capture that the sale of the lands includes all the developments and everything included in that land. Then the next step is to agree on the mode of payment. The standard procedure is the person who is selling the land is supposed to get maybe a certain amount which the parties agree as deposit. Then now after they get the deposit, they start processing the documents like consent to transfer and any other documents, so that now when they are ready with the documentation, when the seller will have all the requisite documents to complete the transaction, the buyer now pays the balance of the agreed amount in exchange for the documents, the completion documents. So the completion documents for the sale of land, we'll be able to talk about them. But at this point, you need to agree on whether the payment will be done in installments, for what period, or it will be paid just a deposit, and immediately the seller obtains the completion documents, the buyer will pay the balance. So you need to agree that. Then after the whole payment is made, now let's go back. Before during the negotiation stage, the parties need to agree that on whether after now the purchaser or the person buying the land pays the deposit, will they be allowed to access that parcel of land and maybe do some development, do maybe some fencing or what, or they have to wait until when they are paid the money in full? So that will go to the agreement, and this helps to ensure that there is clarity. So the parties have to agree on everything, because whatever they will agree there is what will go to the agreement. And the advocate at this stage now drafts the agreement based on whatever the parties have agreed, and the parties sign in they can have their own witnesses. Each party can have its own advocate. The seller can have their own advocate. The buyer can have their own advocate, or they can agree they have their own advocate, but it is advisable because the interests which are at stake in the sale and the purchase of land, it is the purchaser's interest. It's advisable you as the purchaser, you need to have your own advocate so that now they can be able to ask those hard questions, to ask the documentation, and also to ensure that even after you're paid all the full amount, the property is transferred to your name. Thank you for listening to this. Next, we'll be able to complete on the aspect of now you have entered into the sale agreement is ready. What next? What next? Are you just paying money and going home? Are you just, what exactly is happening? So until next time, keep it here, because understanding the law will help you to make informed choices. Nothing like being duped. Thank you and bye.